All right, guys. So I had my call with Richie, and it was fire. I think I had the call yesterday. Yeah, I had the call yesterday, and it was really dope. And I like everything he's doing to wire in the new Earth frequency and the new world frequency and everything he's got going on. Definitely an authentic soul, living in his light, man. Pretty dope. What I want to say is from that conversation and a bunch of knowledge that I've learned over the years, I finally figured something out that kind of had me on a loop, had me sort of almost like dimming my power, right? And I tried to explain this whole dilemma to my girlfriend, kind of explaining to her like how curse techniques work in Jujutsu Kaisen and how there's binding vows and things like that, or Hunter x Hunter with Nen abilities, or Dragon Ball Z with Chi and Kai, whatever the power is in Dragon Ball Z, or any anime that has a system of power like Demon Slayer, or like even is it Gachikuda or Gachiakada with the whole vital instrument. What had me, it, I actually I have to pause real quick. So basically, right before I ended up filming this video, there was a girl who filmed the video for her page talking about the dark night of the soul and how to pull yourself through it, and like what this whole ascension journey back to your God self, or are you the God of your reality, and all of these things that you're creating, blah blah blah. What is it? What is it? Do I need to switch career? Do I need to do this? Do I need to find different techniques? This is essentially the snowball she was going down. And what I realized is it's literally always been simple. The same thing she realized, I realized years and years ago. But she realized that for 4 years, and she probably had some inkling, you know, she got to give herself some credit. But the simple fact was, that willpower or that inner God that awakens is through whatever you're doing now. It's literally it's almost like using, she had said in the video, it's any ritual, it's any affirmation, it's just all, it's whatever works for you. So jumping back to the whole Jujutsu Kaisen thing I was bringing up with the curse techniques, cursed energy, Nen from Hunter x Hunter, Chi or Kai, whatever it is from Dragon Ball Z, breathing styles from Demon Slayer, all of this is literally reflecting to us, at least for me, this is how I'm breaking it down, is that you are literally on this journey learning, like awakening. First of all, awakening is like awakening your curse technique, and then your domain expansion, going further or becoming one of the best Nen masters, whatever it is. Literally, that's the whole awakening journey. That's the whole joke about consciousness, right? Or not joke, but the whole funny meme. Let's say like this is all one big joke and God is a comedian, but that's why it's really funny, because the joke is really on you. The 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 only secret society, as Bob said in one of his songs, is a nigga's ignorance. That's literally quote what he said. The biggest secret society is a nigga's ignorance, because your ignorance to who the self is literally keeping you locked. It's keeping you locked in a perpetual loop. So what you have to do is you let the old self die. You have to let the old self go, and really you have to make every part of your being serve you. Waking up every day. It's funny I said that at 222 on the timer for this cut, but you have to make every aspect of reality serve you in your own reality. There are literally no others outside of yourself when it comes to the reality you're experiencing. So if you're already a genuine person, a kind person, whatever it is, then what you need to do is really tap into the more that villain side. But if you're genuinely somebody who's a villain, who treats the outer reflection, which really is just a reflection of them, you need to treat that reflection as a good human. Like you need to come out better, like as a better person, as more like non-reactive or non-judgmental of others, depending on what your character is. But if you're someone who's like me, who mostly has been kind and genuine throughout their life and not really judgmental, I had my period of judgment though, but I understood, like my parents, the cards they were dealt, and how their spirits, blah blah blah. I went through all my traumas, healed them years ago when I first awakened, but now for me, I'm someone who needs to tap into that villain arc a lot more, or I like calling it the anti-hero. But I need to tap into that energy of like 333. I need to tap into that energy of like I don't give a fuck. I'm here. I'm showing up for self. And every single fucking thing I do in reality is me tapping back into that inner God self. And I'm realizing through the little things that pop up more and more that that's what happened. You know, even when I had the conversation with Richie, I'm just like, dude, why am I buying more things? I have all the knowledge. Why am I, you know, it was funny because 3 years ago, or even four almost at this point, a guy I met, amazing soul, literally stopped to watch me filming a video outside, literally told me he had to just stop and watch me because my light was like beaming. It was like a light was beaming off me and he knew I was talking about real shit. But I remember having a conversation with him when I went to the park with my friend, and I called him on the phone and he was like, dude, you're at the point in your life, and this was back in 2022, where he was like, you have enough knowledge. You need to just dial in. You have enough knowledge. You're set. You're locked. Like you got to just embody this shit now. And it's funny because if I would have figured it out 4 years ago, man, things would have looked so different now. But I'm glad to be 25, 444, 25, and like I said in my past videos, mastering myself at this point, because I totally got it now. It's legit not about anyone else. It doesn't matter the haters, it doesn't matter whatever. Everything else outside of you is just old awareness. It's literally about becoming that new awareness and just turning a blind eye to everything else. Like that might even be where that saying comes from, to turn a blind eye. I know to turn a blind eye means like to ignore something that probably does need your attention, or is like to ignore something. It's like to mind your business, but where you could end up saving someone by intervening, but you know, like to turn a blind eye. But let's flip that and even and use it in a good light. Like you literally need to turn a blind eye to all the old stories that your old awareness, or what you were old, like, yeah, just perception, your old awareness aware of. You have to turn your perception or awareness away from what you were acknowledging before. And it literally does require this like mastery of attention. But I'm going to do that now with this series. I'm really just going to turn a blind eye, like my conscious overdrive, and really see what the outcome is. The 555. And as I was saying that, right, you know, and I'm genuinely not looking for the time to just count up. It just keeps fun. Like specific words I land on end up being that. So, but what I'm really going to do is like, so give you an example, like where I'm recording right now and where I'm currently recording was getting in my head, right? But I'm awareness, so I need to switch it, and it shouldn't really bother me anymore. And I should see the outcome of what happens from doing that. You know, like just start saying like, oh, where I have to record, it doesn't matter where I record, people are gonna love the videos. Like I'm going to wire this in because I'm only experiencing reality up here. And I realized that when I started my first channel, and I don't know why I didn't just, and I realized this all the way back in 2021, which is, it's crazy how things, you can get caught in patterns and loops so quickly and for so long for different things, but also different levels of your life and different chapters of your life require a different version of you. So maybe at the time I was meant to tap into something higher than come a little bit more back down, but then go back up high. So it all works out. Like we say, everything is working out in our favor. But yeah, man, that's what I realized, and I just realized, man, fuck it, I'm gonna go in because I'm me and I'm awesome, and I'm awesome for being me. So I don't know why I keep dimming myself for some non-existent enemy or some non-existent fucking, like, yeah, non-existent challenger, bro. What am I doing to myself? And if you're doing it to yourself, stop. All right, I'm gone. Much love, and I'm out.